Hey, what's up? I'm here for my audition. I'm a really good gunslinger.
How you get so big that you hold of this kind?
Great news, guys! We know more about this fabled live-action TV show coming to Mouseflix next year, and as it turns out, everything we've heard about it is true. Or at least most of what we've heard about it is true. It is, in fact, about the Mandalorians. Or a Mandalorian. Honestly, it's all a little bit up in the air at the moment, but we have more information, and this is great. If you weren't already aware, there is a Star Wars live-action TV show in the making to come out sometime next year. Jon Favreau is heading it. It reportedly has a total of $100 million as a budget for what's going to be about 10 episodes. Law of Averages says that's going to be about 10 million an episode, though it may not really break down that specific of a way. But what we're talking about here is a high-quality show coming to us. There have been talks and rumors of a live-action TV show since Revenge of the Sith came out, albeit this isn't the show that George Lucas was planning. It's still exciting to think that it might finally be here. Last night, on the Insta, Jon Favreau sent out this little message. The Mandalorian. After stories of Jango and Boba Fett, another warrior emerges in the Star Wars universe. The Mandalorian is set after the fall of the Empire and before the emergence of the First Order. We follow the travails of one lone gunfighter in the outer reaches of the galaxy, far from the authority of the New Republic. And that's about all we know. I mean, there's more rumor, there's more thoughts, I guess, out there, but really what we have is a lot of possibilities. But those possibilities are what I want to talk about. I think it's time to go through eight possible Mandalorians that this Mandalorian could be. First, the most obvious one is Sabine Wren, right? She is the most popular Mandalorian going on right now, and with Dave Filoni rumored to be, involved with directing some of these episodes, it could make sense. But to be honest, I don't think this one's really going to work. What we see at the end of Rebels is Sabine is busy either waiting for Ezra or looking for Ezra. And nothing about this show really sounds like it's going to be the search for Ezra, and I don't think that's going to come in any kind of series that isn't helmed by Dave Filoni. So, as much as it seems like an easy kind of go-to, I really don't think this one's particularly likely. Number 2 is Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan is from Star Wars The Clone Wars, the sister to Satine Kryze. Satine Kryze is currently unavailable for appearing in this series. But Bo is alive and well and was kind of leading the Mandalorians at the end of Star Wars Rebels. I would personally love Bo-Katan to be in the series. I would really love it if the voice of Bo-Katan, Katie Sackhoff, actually got to come on and play Bo-Katan, because let's be honest, that would just be like more Starbuck, and who doesn't want more Starbuck? Especially a red-headed Starbuck. I do think Bo-Katan would be kind of an odd choice, as much as it's what I would love. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Where we last left off, she was going to be leading the Mandalorians, and if she went from leading the Mandalorians to lone gunslinger out in the galaxy, she either got really bored or there was just a whole lot of drama. Now, of course, there could be a whole lot of drama, and it could work out, but part of me would also like to think that she's just leading the Mandalorians, and I really don't want to see her lose that. So as much as I'd love a series around her, what little we know, I'm not entirely sure it's gonna work. 3. Satine's brother, Tristan. Tristan was the hunka burning Mando that we got to meet in Star Wars Rebels, and he's a pretty swell guy. He's a cool dude. He's another kind of name if they want to use an already established character. Last we knew, he was, doing good things for the good of Mandalore, but what with his sister going off and looking for Ezra and all sorts of things, he could be all sorts of just emotionally challenged and kind of doing his own thing, going across the galaxy, and it wouldn't surprise me a whole lot. I don't know that they're necessarily gonna do this, because I don't know that his personality type is the lone gunslinger. He's more of the, loyal to the end, I'll die for you type, which doesn't really sound like what they're going for, but also a possibility. Number 4 is the nephew of Duchess Satine. That's Satine with a T, not Sabine with a B. Mandalorians get a little bit confusing with their first names sometimes. But Satine had a nephew named Corky, and he was really spunky and important and showed up sometimes. Once, he and his band of Hardy Boys helped Ahsoka solve a mystery and stuff, and then he was kind of there when his aunt was kidnapped. So I guess in the category of Mandalorians we know that like to do stuff sometimes, it could be Corky. I'm also not entirely sure that Corky knows how to tie his own shoes, so to be completely honest, this isn't particularly the best theory. Number 5. This guy. Yeah, this guy. Look at him. Look at that face. That is a face of, I am just so mad right now. That is a face of just, I'm sick of this. I'm gonna leave and go off and do my own thing. I think that this guy here in the crowd is a distinct possibility for being the Mandalorian in question. I mean, that just looks like a guy who's just not happy with the pacifist ways of his people, but also the criminal ways of those who are looking to subjugate his people. And he's just like, I'm gonna go off and do my own thing. He will also probably be played by Dolph Lundgren. Number 6, another female candidate. It could be Rey's mom. We still haven't gotten a complete answer about Rey's mom. So this Mandalorian could in fact be, you know, a woman who then goes around and does stuff, and then the series ends tragically with her being a drunk and dying in the desert. It would certainly be a bold move to take the series in this direction and really show the fall of a hero instead of the rise of one, and then, of course, you know, solve the whole Rey's mom problem. Number 7, Snoke. That's right, we still don't know Snoke's origin, and for all we know, the guy could have been a Mandalorian. I mean, there's nothing in canon that says he wasn't a Mandalorian, right? It just seems rather perfect. We didn't get his background in The Last Jedi, and now here we have a whole series that could tell us exactly where he's from. We could see his whole journey from, you know, child to BFFs with Luke to stealing and possessing Luke's nephew to crusty old guy. And just finally get the answers that we really need in order to sleep at night. Theory number 8. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, who is the ultimate puppet master of Star Wars? Who is the go-to lead? Who is the person who is just hasn't gotten the series that he absolutely deserves? That's right, Jar Jar Binks. I think it's distinctly possible. I just imagine it now. The amazingness of Mandalorian armor made to accommodate the Gungan body. We already know that Jar Jar is alive after Return of the Jedi. We see him in an interlude in the Aftermath trilogy. Now, was he just there living his best life? Or was he there on a scouting mission? Because he's going to rise and become the new Mandalore in this new canon. I mean, if he can be the most powerful Sith Lord in the entire galaxy, why can't he be a Mandalorian? Right, so there are my 8 theories on who the Mandalorian could be in the show, The Mandalorian. Let me know what you think. Are you excited for this series? What do you hope to see? Who do you hope to see? Who do you hope the Mandalorian to be? Make sure you keep it here for more information on this series going forward. Follow us on Twitter at Port Haven Forums. Visit port-haven.com for even more. And until next time, keep it real and fly casual.
Cooking can be fun!